I know where there's some, right here in the hall, clerk.
No, Molly, I have no.
One of the things I've been struggling with on this this tuner assembly is, you know, when I originally opened the radio up, my first thought was nobody had been in there. Now my second thought is somebody has been in there. A few wires down in here that connect to the antenna coil, and this is the oscillator coil on here, weren't going to the right place according to the schematic. But another thing that puzzled me about the schematic was the number of mica caps. You know, the parts list is very specific about showing mica caps. In fact, it shows 3 1%ers here, which I didn't even know existed. So I started counting mica caps in the main chassis and in the tuner assembly, and there are 2 obvious ones here, and 2, 3 in the main assembly, and I couldn't account for the others, so I started tracing them down, and they're these guys. These metal cans, which I thought were trimmers, are actually, then there are 3 of them, the precision mica caps. And I have never seen anything like that. So that kind of buffaloed me for a while until I finally came to my senses and figured out what they were. So that's a cap I've never seen before. There's nothing painted on it. There is some printing. Number 2, it says here and in this corner, in USA over there. But I don't see a value. There may have been there one once. The one that's protected from, well, let me get more light on this. The one down in here that was protected from my alcohol wash has a printed value on it, 664 it looks like. I don't know what that means. So once you add these in and include this one, this trimmer here, you come up with the right number of caps, which is a relief, because I was going kind of crazy saying, where are these missing mica caps? Well, they're not missing, they're right in front of me. Of course. Learn something new every day if you're lucky. Well, we reached a setback on the RPC radio. Got it all put back together, and the old odd volume switch right back here, the on-off part of it actually, in essence came apart. I was in there and I just could not put it back together, so no power gets to the circuit. It did for a moment, actually. I was starting to get heat or glow, and then the switch just failed. So I spent some time finding a replacement for it. I'll have to do probably a shaft extension. This is about a 2.5-inch shaft with a split knurled end, and 500K pots with those things are hard to find these days. So I did find a replacement pot with the single pole, single throw switch on it. I will probably cut this shaft off and use a coupler to bring the new one out to the same length. But that's in the mail. So the chassis is going on the shelf for some days, and the cabinet. The cabinet's looking pretty good. As of right now, I'm really liking the way this just has a few layers of shellac, thinned shellac, like a, I don't know, very thin shellac to seal it off. And I like the way the color came out and the way it looks, so I'm going to leave the mahogany as it is right now. I'm still waiting. The Mohawk tone spray for these louvers was supposed to arrive yesterday, and I'm still waiting. Nothing coming through for that. The top, I decided to do in a walnut stain, so we got a gel stain, and it is helping. This is a white streak, a bleached streak here that, I don't know if it's bleached or not, it's just white. So I think I'm going to be able to mask that pretty well with one more coat of gel stain. And that'll bring it up a little more dark as well. But otherwise, the cabinet looks in good shape, so I'm very pleased with how that's coming along. Which brings me to, what am I going to do while I'm waiting? This is my interim project. I got this from a guy over near the Oregon coast who was very generous and gave it to me. I didn't even know I wanted a turntable again. I haven't had a turntable in years. I didn't even know I wanted a turntable again until I saw it. He said, "Do you want this?" I said, "Yes, I do." So it's a Gerard 092 model. What to say about it? It's you know, not the very top of the line of the Gerard turntables, but it's pretty decent. It does 33 and a third, 45s and 78s.
The makers of Johnson's Wax.